There is a moment we all know too well, the quiet hour of the night, when the world is asleep, but your mind refuses to rest. You stare at the ceiling, your chest tight, your breath shallow, and your heart silently replaying the things, the people, the memories you should have let go long ago. But somehow you still hold. Why? Why do we cling so desperately to what already slipped through our fingers? Why do we chase what ended? Why do we beg for what hurt us? Why do we hold the door closed when life is trying to move us forward? Osho once said something simple and devastating. You suffer because you hold. Letting go is the beginning of freedom. Before we walk through this truth, take a quiet breath. Notice the space around you. And if this message already touches something inside you, consider subscribing, because each video is a step deeper into your own awakening. Now, let's enter the place where clinging is born. Osho teaches that the mind cannot hold the present. It only holds the past. You don't cling to who someone is today. You cling to who they were when they made you feel seen, loved, important, alive. You hold the version of them that no longer exists. You hold the moment where everything felt simple. You hold the old self you were when life felt easier. You hold the dream you built inside your imagination. Letting go feels impossible because you are not letting go of one thing. You are letting go of an entire identity constructed around that person. And the mind whispers, if you let go, who will you become? Osho explains, the mind is afraid of freedom. Freedom means uncertainty. It is a strange truth. You would rather suffer in a familiar place than step into an unknown peace. You stay in relationships that drain you because you know their shape. You cling to memories that break you because you fear emptiness. You hold on to old dreams because the new ones require courage. The familiar cage feels safer than a door that leads into mystery. And so, you hold, not because you love, but because you fear the space that letting go would create. Osho says, love liberates, attachment binds. But the mind reverses this truth. You think the intensity of holding is proof of love, but it is proof of fear. Love is spacious. Love breathes. Love allows. Love opens the hand. Attachment suffocates. Attachment clings. Attachment demands. Attachment closes the fist. You cling not because your heart is full, but because it is terrified. Terrified of loss. Terrified of change. Terrified of being alone with itself. Attachment is fear pretending to be devotion. There is a deeper layer. Sometimes you don't know who you are without the suffering. The heartbreak becomes familiar. The cycle becomes predictable. The pain becomes home. Osho says, you cling to your pain because without it your ego cannot exist. Think about that. When the story ends, the ego loses its anchor. It loses the drama it feeds on. It loses the narrative that defines it. Letting go means letting the old you die. And the ego resists that death at any cost. That is why you replay conversations, why you stalk memories, why you hold on to messages, why you keep wounds open. The pain keeps the old identity alive. Look at the things you are afraid to release. The person who left, the job that ended, the dream that collapsed, the version of you that no longer fits, the story you kept alive long after its final chapter. You mourn them as if letting go means losing. But Osho says, in letting go, nothing is lost. Only the false disappears. Letting go is not the end. It is the clearing of space for what is true to finally enter. Osho explains that the inability to let go comes from three unconscious forces. 1. The ego craves control. By clinging, the ego feels powerful. Letting go means surrender. And the ego fears surrender more than pain. 2. The heart craves resolution. You want answers. You want closure. You want apologies. You want justice. You want them to, understand. You want the story to end right. And so you stay, waiting for a moment that will never come. 3. The mind craves continuity. The mind wants the story to keep going because ending it means stepping into the unknown. And for the mind, the unknown is death. The moment of awakening comes when you finally see you are holding something that is already gone. You are gripping a ghost. You are keeping alive something that life itself already released. You are the only one still fighting for a story that finished long ago. Letting go is not something you do. It is something you stop doing. Stop replaying. Stop hoping. Stop imagining. Stop resisting. Letting go happens the moment you stop interrupting life. Osho teaches that healing begins the moment you stop narrating your pain. Every time you tell the story, the wound bleeds again. Every time you explain the past, you resurrect what hurt you. Every time you justify holding on, you strengthen the chain. Healing requires stillness, quiet, presence. The courage to sit in the space left behind without filling it with noise. Letting go is a dissolution, a soft exhale, a surrender without words. Because it is, but not the part you think. You are not losing your soul. You are losing your illusion. Osho explains, when the false leaves you, it feels like losing something real. You mourn the illusion because you believed it was truth, but when you let go deeply, fully, honestly, you discover something extraordinary. You did not lose. You returned. Return to yourself. Return to your freedom. Return to your silence. Return to your center. Letting go is a homecoming. Not cold, not numb, not detached. Free. You begin to love without fear, live without attachment, care without clinging, walk without chains, give without losing, receive without demanding. You become fluid, spacious, whole, light. The world cannot imprison a person who has mastered letting go. Osho says, if it is real, it will stay. If it leaves, it, too, was never yours. Letting go is not rejection. It is trust. Trust in life. Trust in your path. Trust in your inner compass. Trust that what remains is meant, and what leaves is complete. You are not being abandoned. You are being redirected. You are not losing. You are shedding. You are not breaking. You are awakening. If this message touched your heart, subscribe gently, not for the channel, but for your journey inward. Your healing begins every time you return to yourself.